Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
With Robb Flynn.
What up? What up? What up? Podcast party people. How you doing? How you living? Thank you for patiently waiting for me to come back. Took a little break. I'm not sure if everybody knows what the deal is, but I just needed to have a little bit of a break. My mom passed away last month, and as a fact, it was about exactly a month ago, and I just needed a break. I didn't want to talk on podcasts. I didn't want to post on the internet. I didn't, I was just kind of processing it all. And so, that was abrupt. I should have noticed that coming up to the end there. Yeah, I need a little bit of time to process it all and just kind of put it all together. And so I kind of went on sabbatical. So it wasn't a shock, as I've talked numerous times about on the podcast. My mom has been very ill. She had a heart attack and a stroke and bleeding of the brain. And, she was just been, it's crazy. So, she got the coronavirus back in November, and then she was asymptomatic. It was crazy. Like, she had no symptoms. Like, I didn't even tell her. I was just like, if I tell her, I'm going to freak her out even more. So I just didn't even tell her. And then she got better, and she didn't even know she had the coronavirus. And, but, she was just doing bad. And so throughout all that time, I needed a break, man. And, for what it was worth, I had been hitting the podcast, been doing the podcast for a year and a half now, which I'm very stoked about. Hit the 1.5 year mark, and I have consistently been dropping 1, occasionally 2 podcasts a week. And it's a hectic schedule to keep up and trying to get guests and trying to get everybody coordinated. And I was like, I need a fucking break, man. Jesus Christ. Just between everything, and I took a break from practicing. I didn't do the electric happy hours for a couple weeks, and it's just like I needed some time away from everything and just be with my family, hang out with them, kind of, go through all that shit. So I appreciate you guys all. I know a lot of people have been writing in on the YouTube, like, where's the podcast? Is the podcast done? I'm like, it's just on pause. It's on hiatus. I took a little over a month hiatus there. So I'm back, though. And this week I don't have a guest. This week it's just going to be me talking. I would have called this a word on the street back in the day, but I kind of stopped. I don't know. I feel like the name is too confusing. Like, I just feel like there's no, like people just don't understand what the fuck word on the street means, so they just ignore it. So I don't know what I'm going to call this one, but this is just me talking. I'm not interviewing anybody. I'm not talking to, it's just going to be me kind of riffing on the last month of my life. And, the news of the day, the big news of the day, which I don't know if you've heard yet, but I'm sure you will by the time this comes out. Dave Ellefson, fantastic guest of mine, Dave Ellefson of Megadeth. Lovely guest. Awesome. Just talked my ear off. He was such a great guest. got caught up on a little online sex scandal, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fallout's going to be of this for him, but hope it's not too bad. Seems like it was all consensual, and he put out a statement, and then the person that he did it with put out a statement, but real quick he was doing something he was having an online affair with a girl, and I guess she recorded a lot of the videos, and then she sent them to her friends, and their friends released them. I don't even know what the fuck happened. It's crazy. I was like, fuck. So, yeah, it was crazy. But I went on Twitter today, and that, of course, the videos are all there. I was like, whoa, holy shit. Like, they're just there. They're just there. And I don't know. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, the funniest thing I saw was the funniest, Twitter. Fucking bless Twitter for, just fucking bringing the funny. It was like the one guy that I thought Dave was a master bassist. Oh, that was good. That was fucking good. Another one just had a gif of Clint Eastwood just going, ugh. What the fuck, Dave Ellison? That's what I said. What the fuck, Dave Ellison? It just had Clint Eastwood shaking his head. My friend was like, well, at least he's using his fingers now. Yeah. It was just some solo stuff. They never actually fornicated. They never actually had relations. They had, I guess, kind of relations. I don't know. I don't even know. This is like some whole new thing now. Like Zoom jacking off with another person. I don't know. I don't do that. My wife and I don't do that. We never got into I don't know if I need to see her masturbating. I don't know if I need her to see me masturbating. I don't know if we need that. Don't know if I need anybody to see that. I'm just good with watching porn, man. I got some porn, jack off, I'm not going to film myself doing myself. Call me weird. That's just my vibe. That's just my speed, okay? I got vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated now. Didn't know. Actually, you might know if you follow me on Instagram, because I put up a video which got 35,000 views and probably close to 400 comments, most of which were like, fuck yeah, right on. We're kicking this thing's ass, which was great to read. And then, of course, you get that other 40% that is like, what the fuck, man? You're following the propaganda. I can't believe it. Fuck you. All this shit. And then there's the whole other like 10% that just goes, that shit was fake. Did you see that needle go inside? He didn't even get the fucking needle retracted. That wasn't even real. What the fuck? Fuck you, Rob. I was just like, oh my God. Do you honestly think you think I'm going to fucking fake getting vaccinated? What purpose on earth would it serve? What benefit to me at all? Am I going to get paid from the fucking George Soros cabal of baby eaters for faking a fucking... Come on. And the last motherfucker they're going to pick on earth to fake it is me. They ain't going to pick me to do it. Fucking hell. I was like, look, motherfuckers, I may be a lot of things, but I ain't going to lie to you. Like this, I'm not going to fucking lie. Like, you get the truth from me. That's why you listen. Fucking fake a fucking coronavirus fucking injection. Fucking vaccine injection, not coronavirus injection. Oy vey. Yeah, it was very, it was annoying. It was annoying to read that. Annoying to read that. Yeah, so many people just anti the vaccine and just like, it's so fucking ridiculous. I was like, Trump got the vaccine, right? Back in January. Like the dude who convinced you that getting the vaccine was terrible. Yeah, he got it back in January. Fucking Rupert Murdoch got it. One of the first people on the entire planet, Fox News owner Rupert Murdoch. Tucker Carlson's got a fucking vaccine. Sean Hannity got the vaccine. Motherfuckers live in the Hamptons and shit. Trying to be like, we're not the elite. Like, no, you're the fucking elite. You live in the Hamptons. You make $40 million a year. You're fucking, fuck you. Oy vey. It's a crazy world we live in. It's a crazy, crazy world. But I got to say, a lot of people were super stoked. Man, and tons of people just like, I got mine. Yeah, killer. I'm getting my second one right away. It was cool to hear that. It's cool to read that. It's gives me hope that sanity will prevail and that the people who are freaking out over whatever, like I've had fucking all my vaccines, the polio vaccine and all the fucking all tons of shit when I was a kid. Like so many vaccines. I didn't care. I was a kid. I got my kid all vaccinated. All my kids are vaccinated too, with all the whatever vaccines they give to them when they're kids. If anything's going to happen, it's going to come in from any of those vaccines. So I'll be able to have a passport. I'm not worried about it. But yeah. I'm still wearing a mask around. I still go, they still got all the rules. So I'm following the rules, man. I don't care. Like whenever they lift the fucking mask ban, I'm going to be like, cool. This isn't a big deal. I don't care. I haven't been sick in a year. I'm going to keep on wearing this fucking mask. I love it. Like fucking, I hate being sick. I'm a big old fucking baby bitch when I'm sick. And I haven't been sick in a year. Partially because I haven't been out to bars and clubs and shit like that, but partially because I've been wearing a mask when around people who are sick, especially in the winter. It's fucking great. I love it. Like fucking half the time people don't recognize me. Oh, it's the best. It's fucking awesome. I can walk into Safeway. No one knows who I am. I'm like, somebody doesn't go, dude, Robb, I got to have some conversation with some dude while I'm trying to buy fucking tortillas and cheese to make quesadillas. Like, it's awesome. I love it. What else? What else has been going on? During my break, during my podcasting hiatus, what else did I do? Yeah, I got vaccinated. I've been working out. I stepped up my workout game. I'm now working out 4 times a week. I've been getting up, dude. Check this out. So I've told this story so many times. You're probably bored of hearing it. But Friday and Saturday, the wife and I, sugar pie, Ginevra, we get hammered. I do the happy hour, drink a couple of beers there, drive home. So I can't drink too much here because I still got to drive home. Then I get home, and then I go on a walk because I try and make 10,000 steps a day. That's what I'm trying to do. 10,000 steps a day. It's part of my exercise regimen. I'm at 12,000 today. I got 12,000. I might even have more than that right now. Let me see. Actually, I probably do, but I took off my watch for Jared and I rehearsed earlier today. And so I take off my watch because I put on like a wristband. What am I at today? What am I at right now? I'm at 11,000. But then I've been getting up. I have a crazy sleeping habit, and I've had this for fucking well over a decade now. It's fucking annoying, but I don't have a choice. This is just my life. I go to sleep pretty early. I go to sleep about 10 o'clock, and then inevitably I will wake up at 2 in the morning, maybe sometimes 1 in the morning. And then I'm up for like 2 or 3 hours, just tossing and turning and thinking. And I try and use it to either do some work or just think of lyrics, or, sometimes I'll just get up and answer emails from Europeans, like people, at the label or whatever. And then I go back to sleep around 4 or 5. And then I sleep just until sleep. So if I wake up at 6, then I just get up. I wake up at 7, I just get up 8 sometimes. But pretty much every Monday I'll wake up at like 6 on the dot and I'll just fucking go right to the gym. No fucking food, no coffee, no nothing, just fucking water, get a protein shake, and I just go to the gym, work out, and about halfway through I start drinking the protein shake. So I up my game to four workouts a week. And I'm feeling good, man. I fucking injured the fuck out of my knee the other day. I was moving some potted plants for Ginevra, and I keep on re-injuring this goddamn inner knee thing. It hurts like a motherfucker right now. But I just put a knee brace on and do it, and I work out. And I do everything that doesn't hurt that one part of my knee. I can even do like some leg stuff. I can do squats and stuff, but I just can't do this certain position. But I've been grinding. It's like it's getting warm here. It's been 90 degrees where I live every day, and I'm like, fuck, I got to hit the gym, man. Fucking grind this shit. So I grind hard Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday. And then Friday and Saturday, drink. Have a good time. So that's been my routine. And I've been getting up 6 a.m. a couple times now. Made it to the gym. I made it to the gym at 6:30 a.m. the other day. I know that doesn't sound, that probably is like people that listen to that, I wake up at 6:30. I haven't been to the gym at that hour in maybe ever. You know, my lifestyle, I'm on the graveyard shift most of the time with my life when I'm on the road. So it's kind of cool. Proud of myself. Kind of upped my game. Just trying to mix up my routine, man. Mix up my flow. Mix up my energy. Just like try something new. Break my patterns. Break my, get into habits, right? Like I'm going to go to the 9:30 class. No, I'm going to the 6:30 class. Let's do it. So, yeah, man, stoked. Kind of needed it. I drank like the day my mom died, I drank like 3 days in a row. And then by the third day, I was like, I'm so sick of drinking. I'm fucking done. I was done. I think I took the next week off. I didn't even drink the following week. I just wanted to be sober and just clear my head for a minute. What else? What else have I been doing? I've been listening to the new Gojira record. You guys hear that? New Gojira record. Everybody's talking about the Gojira record. Gojira. People are loving this record. I'll tell you what, that song, The Sphinx, I want to say it's track number 8 or 9. That song, and what is the other song? It was the last song that they released as a music video. What is it? I don't want to play it because then I'll get my fucking... Is it Hold On? Might be Hold On. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's Hold On. No, it's Into the Storm. The Sphinx, yeah, those two back to back. They're kind of near the end of the record. Sphinx and Into the Storm. Holy shit, those are fucking bangers. Bangers. It's got that Gojira. Fucking love that shit. Some people call it scalping. Scalp. No, they're good. Killer lyrics. Great guys. I love those guys. I think Joe's going to be on the podcast coming up here too. I've heard some rumblings. I'm very stoked. I love those guys. We took those guys. Those guys toured with us. Fuck, they opened the tour, the Lamb of God Trivium Machine Head Gojira 2007, all across the U.S. That's where we met those guys. Joe actually filled in for our old bass player Adam for a couple nights on vocals because Adam had lost his voice, and so Joe came up and sang all the harmonies, which was crazy, and he killed it. He did awesome. Great guys, though. We toured with them a bunch of times. I've got Mario, the drummer, made me. He's an artist, and he does some really cool. I forget what it is. I want to say he takes like dust or I don't know what, like pencil shavings maybe or something. He takes it and he somehow puts it and he makes this like on a drum head, like a clear drum head. And then he adds it in there and he kind of like, I don't know even know how he does it. I kind of watched him do it. It was really cool. And then he made me this fucking cool drum. It's a rad piece of art. I just got it hanging on my wall. I think it's so fucking cool. And yeah, just Gojira out. And then I went and listened to all the old Gojira. I love that song, The Gift of Guilt, off of L'Enfant Sauvage, which I think is The Little Savage. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Le Sauvage Enfant. No, it's L'Enfant Sauvage. As you can tell, I didn't take French. I did not take French in school. That's a tough language. I don't got that one down. I can say enculé and sous ma bite and santé. I got that. And that means fuck off, suck my dick, and cheers. The important ones, the important ones. That's all you need to know. And how to order a beer. And I forget what that is. So I said, ein Bier, s'il vous plaît. One beer, please. Yeah, something like that. That's the extent of my French. Oh, and champignon and fromage. And I know a bunch of food shit. I can order some food on a menu. I can read a menu. Yeah. French menu. I can read a bunch of menus. In fact, if I'm touring in Europe, I can read a German menu, Spanish menu, French menu. Can't read a Swedish menu or a Finnish menu, but I do know a couple of words. Thankfully, if you're an American and you're traveling over there, you can just ask for an English menu, and they will give you an English menu. They will. I tell you what, I talked about this on the last podcast. I'm going to talk about it again. I brought it down here. These guys aren't even sponsoring my show. I'm trying to get these guys to sponsor my show. I hope they do. But I'm going to read this shit to you. I'll tell you what, this is called Medicine Mamas. Let me see. There we go. Medicine Mamas V Magic. It's backwards on the YouTube clip right now. Medicine Mamas V Magic. It is an intimate skin balm. Let me tell you, men. You need to get this shit. First of all, if you're a 19-year-old man and you're listening to this and you're having sex with 19-year-old girls, you probably don't need this, right? I don't know the age group. I don't know the demographic of my listenership. But I would imagine there's some young men. But there's probably a lot of older men who have, like, maybe an older girlfriend. Maybe you're 35. Maybe you're 40. You got an older girlfriend who's like 30, 35. Well, let me tell you, as women get older, they start to not have as much moisture in their vaginas. That's right. Like fucking Cardi B's talking about that wet-ass pussy. Well, it's not always. She's 20-something. It's wet as fuck. But like this shit, it's not always like that. And the women will be the first to tell you that. And there's nothing to worry about. No worry, men. Do not fret whatsoever. In fact, do yourself a favor and get yourself some Medicine Mamas V Magic. Dude, I've tried a bunch of shit. Like the Sugar Pie and I have tried a bunch. We've tried everything. We've tried fucking KY jelly. We've tried the KY liquid. We've tried other brands, other liquid shit that makes it hot, shit that makes it cool, shit that, all that shit. And I got to say, this is the best. In fact, we vowed to never not have sex without the V Magic. Like, this shit is fucking awesome. It's a balm. So it's kind of like, it's almost like it's made out of beeswax. So it's kind of like that consistency. Like, it's not sticky, but it's like, I don't know. It's fucking great. Let me read it to you. If I can read it. Jesus, the writing is small on this. This V Magic is an all-natural, intimate skin balm that soothes, protects, and calms sensitive and tender tissue, providing immediate relief for dryness, itching, burning, and general vulvar discomfort. Delivers instant and lasting deep moisture. Use daily. So, as often as desired, apply V-Magic liberally on and around your vulval region throughout the day and whenever your skin needs love. Well, I put a little bit at the end of my cock and then also in the vulva region. It's made out of extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, honey, beeswax, and some other shit. Biofusion, something or other, buckhorn. Dude. Anyway, men, I cannot rave enough about this shit. If your sex is like an 8, it takes it to a 10. If your sex is a 10, it takes it to like a 12. It's fucking great. So, if you want to have some good relations and maybe make your relations, if you've already got great relations, this just makes your relations that much better. And I like calling it relations and saying it relations. I got that from that Batman guy. The wife and I, we're going to have relations. There's the internet Batman guy from back in the day, a couple years ago. Anyway, that's some good stuff, huh? You got to check that out. V-Magic. I'm sure you can just get it at sex shops or even on Amazon, wherever. V-Magic. Medicine Mama's V-Magic. And again, they're not even paying me to say, I love this shit so much. I'm just telling you about it. Because it's that good. They're not even paying me. I'm hoping they can just pay me in V-Magic. I'd be stoked. Hope if you're listening to if you work for V-Magic, if you work for Venison Mamas, hey, kick me down some money and some V-Magic. I will talk about this on every podcast. Every man needs to, every woman, every man needs to use this shit. Yeah, let's see. It was, the break's been nice. Been kind of nice to have a break. I kind of needed it. It was a long and horrific ending for my mom. I probably haven't talked about this very much, but my mom was a drug addict, a pharmaceutical drug addict, not the typical drug addict that you imagine. And at 60 years old, she decided to go kind of all in on opioids. And prior to that, and pretty much unbeknownst to me, she had been taking Valium and a whole slew of other things during my whole youth, which I never knew about. And I didn't even really find out any of this stuff until probably about 10 or 15 years ago. Like the extent of the amount of stuff she was taking. And, I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I don't want people to be like, oh, he was talking shit about his mother. Or something. That's not at all what this is. I love my mom. I genuinely love my mom. All of my memories of my mom or all of my, most of my good memories are from my youth. Because it was just such a different time. And, they're great memories. She, like all parents, that she had her flaws, for sure. But, they were good times hanging out with her. And, I remember feeling loved. And that's the most important thing, right? You feel loved. I used to kick it on the couch with her and lay on her lap, and she'd rub my hair, and I always remember doing that. And I had my appendix burst as a kid. I had all these crazy, I used to get fucking these massive I got a stick through my hand and fucking went in here and came out here, I'm talking like a fucking branch. And so I was always kind of I'm like a bull in a china shop. And, I got fantastic memories of that. And I remember one time, I don't know, I have this memory in my head. I don't know why this sticks with me so much, but she made a chocolate cake for somebody. It was when we lived in San Lorenzo. And we were taking it to whoever's house we were going to. She made a cake. We were going to somebody's house. I mean, it was like my grandma's or my aunt's or something. And as she came out the front door, she kind of tripped and stumbled, and she dropped the cake. I don't know why. It wasn't funny. She was fucking livid, but like I laughed, and like she got super mad at me for laughing. But I remember this memory is stuck with me throughout my whole life. Like, and so now whenever I carry a cake, like fucking, I'm always super careful. Like, I'm not going to drop that cake like my mom did. And, just a weird memory to have in my fucking memory banks, a million memories, but that one stands out. And, no, I don't know. She was just, she had a rough life. There's families had, my grandfather was, I've talked about this before. My grandfather was a fucking jerk. And, he probably said 100 words to me my whole life. I had one conversation with the guy my entire life. I used to come over to my grandma's house and visit there, and he'd say two things to me. Hi, mijo. Bye, mijo. Those are the two things he said to me. Tried to have conversations, never happened. It was like, whatever. But, it kind of left a hole in her about stuff like that. And then, I had a typically rebellious teenage life, maybe a little bit even more rebellious than most people. I didn't talk to my parents for a while. I didn't want anything to do with them for, when I turned 19 or whatever. They kicked me out of the house when I was 17. So, that kind of set off a chain reaction. And I, was just a mess. I was on fucking drugs, and I was a fucking pain in the ass, and I was a teenager, and I was just like being a fucking out of hand, like fucking girls in the bedroom. And my dad's like pounding on the door, like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, no. And, yeah, I'm pretty lucky that my kids aren't like me. Fuck. Thank fuck for that. But yeah, we had our ups and downs. And then when my parents split up when I was about 17, I lived with my dad. I didn't live with my mom. And so I don't know, like maybe some kind of residual thing happened there, but she ended up getting another boyfriend, and I never liked the boyfriend. Just didn't like him. I don't know. I just never dug his vibe. But she did. And, you just accept it. My dad got married, and he got remarried, and she got a new boyfriend. They moved away, and we definitely lost touch there for a while, and he died, and eventually he moved back here, and as he moved back here, I kind of had to start taking care of her. I moved her out by my place so she could be close to us and, hang out with the kids or hang out with, just be around for the holidays easy, and it was warmer. And anyway, I'll tell you this story. This is funny. These are some of my funniest mom stories. Later in life. So my mom decides, this is about 5 years ago, she was 74. Yeah, so it was 6 years ago. Brad had been dead for a while, and this story's too fucking funny. She's like, Brad's been dead for a while, and I'd like to start dating. So she made a dating profile on like some kind of like elderlydating.com, whatever the fuck, And she's like, can you help me with I need you to help me with some of the details and some of the bio. And I read the bio. And keep in mind, my mom's had by this point, my mom's had numerous heart attacks and surgeries, and she like can barely even walk. She can't, she can't really drive very well. And her bio is like, I love to go on long walks and to go dancing. And I'm like, I'm reading it. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, She's like, what? That's what I want to do. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, you can't go dance. When was the last time you went dancing? Like 15, 20 years ago. You know, I was like, you can barely make it to the bathroom. Like, you know, your back's all messed up and like, it's like, you know, I'm trying to be like tough love with her and trying to like, you know, like, dude, you got to, you know, you're going to say all these things and you're going to draw this person in that thinks that you're going to go, you're not going dancing. You know, I like to go out to eat and to go to movies and plays and, you know, plays in San Francisco. And I was like, when was the last time you went to San Francisco? You know, I was just like, Mom, let's, you know, so then she shows me the profile. I'm looking at the picture. She's got a picture of herself up from 1993. I remember this picture. It was like 1994. Like I had just went on tour. I'd just gotten back from being on tour and like, between her and my dad. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, first of all, you got me in the picture, which nobody wants to see on a profile. Second of all, this picture's 20-something years old. You can't have this up there. Why not? Why can't I? And she said everything. My mom said everything 2 times. Like as she got older, she became Gloria 2 times. That's what I called her, Gloria 2 times. And she said everything 2 times. Why not? Why not? I was just like, I was like, Mom, first of all, the rules of elderlydating.com and every other dating.com is that you have to have a picture that is within a year old. You can't have anything older than a year. I look exactly the same. I look exactly the same. Like, you don't look, no, listen to me. You don't like, you know, all due respect. You look great for your age, but like you don't look like you did 25 years ago. Neither do I. Don't look like I looked like in that picture. I'm like, we're gonna have to take some pictures. So I'm like, okay, let's go in the backyard. You know, I brought her back. I was like, hey, go get some makeup on. Go get your best clothes on. I'll take some professional pictures. I got my good camera. I got my Canon 70D. You know, I'll get some really good pictures. I got my good lens. You know, I'll get the background all blurry. And so we did, and we took some pictures, and I was trying to get her. She couldn't, like, you know, it's a funny thing with old people, like, and I'm sure you know this, if you've got like a grandparent or someone who's like in their 60s, they can't look at a fucking camera to save their life. Like, total generational thing. They can't look at a fucking, like, or they'll like start like giggling. I'm like, what? It's like a camera. Like, there's nothing weird about it. Just look into the camera. Look at the camera like you're looking at me. Just couldn't look at the camera. So you take these pictures, and, you know, finally you start uploading them, and, you know, they look good. They turned out really good. She's wearing like a pink hat, and I put the picture on my Instagram. I think it's like one of the last 2 or the first 2. I don't remember what it was, but they're in there. And so I was like, Mom, we got to revise this bio. I'm like, this bio is this is not reality here. So, like, let's bring it to reality. You know, she's like, what? I don't know. So it's like, what do you want to achieve? Like, what do you want to get by dating? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, do you want to hang out? Do you want companionship? Do you want like somebody to come over and just talk? Like, you know, you want to walk around the thing? You know, keep in mind she's 74. Like, and she hasn't probably had sex for, you know, 7 or 8 years at this point because her boyfriend died. And she's like, I want to do it to have sex. And I was like, what? Like, what? No, I want to do it to have sex. I'm like, Mom, you can't. First of all, if that is the case, you can't just come out and say, I want to do it to have sex. You're going to have like every fucking creepo in the fucking neighborhood. Like, come on. Like, you got to, you know, a little mystery here. You know, you can allude to it, but like, Jesus, like, you can't just put that out there. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to write this. I don't want to write this in the bio. I can tell you that. So I'm like, how about, you know, I'd like to have somebody to watch. I'm like, Mom, like, you can't really walk around. So like somebody to watch TV with, somebody to talk with, somebody to like go to lunch with, you know, like, you know, you don't want to have, you know, I want to have sex. You're just, you know, you don't even, like, the fucking doors you're going to open with that. Fuck. So we put something that's good, and, you know, like, you know, it was playful. Let's call it that. It was playful. It's just like, things I never thought I'd be doing in the future. Writing a bio for my mom's dating bio for my mom because she wants to have sex. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to picture this. Anyway, she then proceeded to use that one a lot whenever she wanted to get a rise out of me. She wanted to go to, she found out we were going to, at one point there was talk. We never even did it, but there was talk of us going to, we were going to play a show in Puerto Rico. She's like, I want to go to Puerto Rico. I'm like, you Puerto Rico? What? I was like, you can't even get to the fucking grocery store. Like, how are you going to get to Puerto Rico? Like, how am I going to get you to Puerto Rico? Like, it's a, fucking 10-hour flight. And, she's like, yeah, I want to. I was like, what are you going to do in Puerto Rico? She's like, I want to have sex with a bunch of Puerto Ricans. Fuck. Scrub that image from my mind's eye. It's funny though. It's a funny story. Now every time I tell that story, it just fucking cracks me up. Yeah. I had some good memories. I had some bad memories. Certainly at the end there, she, you never want to, look, I'm no angel. I've had my share of run-ins with drugs and, I OD'd on heroin and I was a mess as a teenager, from 19 to 24, I was fucking smoking methamphetamines off of aluminum foil, like into a pen and fucking I was a fucking mess, but it was when I was younger and, to watch your mom become a drug addict at 60, 70, it's fucking tough, man. Really tough. And it's such a feeling of powerlessness. You just feel powerless to change anything and do anything. And you don't even, she'd start getting mad about it, wouldn't even want to talk about it, come to find out she was on, she was on Valium and anti-anxiety meds and anti-stress meds and antidepressants and Norcos and Vicodins and oxycodones and fucking Percocets and fucking heart attack medication and blood thinners and blood pressure medication and stroke medication and then a whole steroids and fucking steroids and she had rheumatoid arthritis and she had a lot of things that required her to be in pain, but then she was on a whole cocktail of medications that to fight off the side effects of all the medications she was on. And for the longest time I didn't even know it. I just was like, holy shit, my mom is fucking crazy. What's going on? She's oh my God, the hoarding. I've talked about the hoarding. She was just hoarding everything. 5 storages. Full. Some of them were overflowing. Some of them just had like 9 things in them. 175. She spent $75,000 on storages over the last 15 years. She could have bought every single thing in the storage 5 times over. No, just junk. She, but the more and more she just got consumed by this, the harder and harder she was to just deal with and talk to. And, And the thing that's the toughest thing about it, and that's why I say, I really don't want people to take this the wrong way. Like, if you're a news aggregator listening to this, do not turn this into some bullshit. Please. It's like you can't talk to anybody about this. You can't talk to people about this. You can't say this out loud. You can't. There's no support group for, maybe there is, but I didn't know about it. And, to sit there and watch your mom just deteriorate because of pharmaceutical drugs. I'd go into the doctor's office with her. My wife would go into the doctor's office with her, and we found just how much medication she was on, and it was just rough, man. It's like you want to save her, right? You want to save your mom. And I tried saving her so many times. Tried saving her from herself. Trying to get her to clean up and trying to get her to just take less and be healthier. And she was just really into it. Man, she was just addicted. And I think the only reason that I'm even talking about this right now is this is just what's been going on in my life for the last certainly 5 years. Well before that this happened, but the last 5 years has been brutal. It's been hard. And I hope that by sharing this story is that, anybody else who's going through this, that you're not alone. That you're not alone. That, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. And I dealt with it with great difficulty. And so when she passed away, they didn't take her off any of the drugs. They were like, there's no way that we can take her off these drugs. It's too much. Her body will freak out. So she basically stayed on everything till the very end. And I guess I had this unrealistic fantasy that she would be sober. That she'd get into the care facility and there'd be we'd wean her off all the drugs, and for that last couple of months that she was alive, she would be the mom that I remember from being a kid. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And it was completely unrealistic of me to feel like it would happen. But, my hope was that it was. And I don't know if when it didn't happen, I was super disappointed. Or maybe deep down or subconsciously it did something, but, you just kind of feel empty. It's like there's no closure. And that was my fantasy. My fantasy was to have closure. And there was none. You just go on. You just move on. I got the news that, I kind of knew she was getting bad. We had been going over there. I could see that she was, slipping away. And I got the news on Thursday morning, right as I pulled up to the gym to go work out. And in a lot of ways, I was ready for it. It'd been long. It was, she couldn't walk. She couldn't do anything on her own. Like, it was a fucking really long, tough, horrific ending. And I got the news in front of my gym. In front of this place that's transformed me into stronger, more disciplined human being, that's totally changed the way I eat, the way I live, the way I am. It's really been this positive influence in my life. And if there was any place I was going to get this news, I was so stoked that it was where it was. Because I was like, this place has allowed me, and I've allowed me, and I'm not going to give them all the credit, but this place has transformed me to be something, I won't ever be what my mom ended up being. That I'm going to live my life a totally different way, a more positive way. And, keep a brighter outlook and just enjoy life, man. I still can't wrap my head around, just being consumed by pharmaceuticals like that. And I don't even take Tylenol. I don't even like it. I'll take it every once in a while because it makes me feel better if I'm sore, but I'm that anti that kind of shit. And it was tough. And that's why I was tough, and that's why I needed a break. That's why I needed some space to just process it all and reflect and move on and get to a place where I could do this again. I just needed to step away. And I'm going to get back into this. I'm going to be bringing you some great guests. I'll be probably doing some more of these. I'm trying to make the show a little less guest dependent and more, so might be doing just more of these type of things every once in a while, just riffing on life and my flaws and my victories and my whatever, just shit life. And hopefully you listen to them, and hopefully you stick around and check it out and hang out. But if you made it this far, thank you. The podcast has been really growing. It's been really growing. And it's because of people like you who listen to this, and because of, guess I'm getting better at interviews, and people like the show, and they like the premise of it, and they like how kind of warts and all it is, and the my last month was killing it. Like, it was awesome. It was kind of a shame that I had to take a break, but I just, that's life. I tried to deal with everything going on in my life as best I could, but I just kind of had to step away from everything and just, I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you guys understand. I know you guys do. Everybody said take a break and do what you got to do. I'm back. I'm going to get back into the regular routine, and I'm going to move on with life. And if anybody is going through this, and your parents alive, or your parents dead and you had to talk about it. I didn't feel like I could talk about it until after they passed away. I didn't feel like I could talk about it while they were alive. I don't know if everybody feels like that, but that's how I feel. And, it doesn't change that I love my mom. It's just that I gotta, I think the world needs to talk about this shit. And if you are going through this, if you're in this same place that I was, if you're going through the same similar thing, write to me. Put it on the YouTube. Leave a comment on the YouTube. Write to no effing regrets podcast at gmail.com. Again, no effing regrets podcast at gmail.com. And tell me about your experience with it. I want to hear. I need to know that I'm not alone. I know, you need to know you're not alone. I need to know I'm not alone. So, thanks for listening. I will be, I'll be back here next week. Peace out, everybody.
With Robb Flynn.